Antivirus in 2025 is a war zone. Some apps save your files from ransomware, where others ransom you with pop-ups, slowdowns, and auto-renew surprises. Today, I'm naming names, the winners, the fakes, and the why is this still a thing software. No sponsors, no mercy. One of the biggest brands on earth is on my do not install list, and it might be on your PC right now, so keep watching. The free stuff. Microsoft Defender. Why it's shockingly good now. What used to be a joke is now the default you can trust. Real-time protection, exploit blocking, firewall integration, constant updates. Already installed, zero nagware. It's light, quiet, and doesn't try to upsell you every 5 minutes. Where this fits? If you browse normally, don't pirate, and don't click on everything that blinks, Defender's enough for millions of people. Here's a Windows 10 reality check. Windows 10 support ends October 14th, 2025. Extended security updates, or the ESU program, can stretch that out until October 13th, 2026. Security intelligence updates for Defender will likely continue during that period, but don't bank on it protecting you into the 2030s. Who should upgrade beyond Defender? Gamers running sketchy mods, serial downloaders, and families that click on everything. You'll want to get something stronger with phishing and ransomware extras. A performance note. Defender is much lighter than it used to be. 10 years ago, it tanked your system. Today, independent lab tests often rate it a top product with a minimal performance hit. The grumpy verdict? For a set it and forget it on a clean living PC, Defender's the best free baseline. Period. Are you still running just Windows Defender? Drop it in the comments. I'll bet half of you are. AVG free. What you get: real-time protection, ransomware defenses, firewall, lots of scan types, smart, deep boot time, and custom. A clean interface and low system impact. The catch: pop-ups and more pop-ups. It's a funnel into paid AVG. Detection is the middle of the pack. Not bad, but not elite. Who this fits? Casual users who want a familiar name and a calm interface, and can ignore nags. Upgrade path. The paid tier adds webcam, sensitive data shields, and better firewall controls. But at that point, you probably should compare with Bitdefender or ESET pricing. The grumpy verdict? Good enough if you refuse to pay. Just know it's middle of the pack versus the best. Avira free. Strengths? Excellent malware detection for a free product, a simple interface, and decent zero-day performance historically. The but? The free VPN is capped at only 500 megabytes per month, or the equivalent of one short video. And the bundled system optimizer is bloat you don't need. Why people like it? It often catches sneaky junk others miss and doesn't feel heavy. Upgrade path. Avira's paid tiers add phishing and URL blocking and support, but compare total cost versus Bitdefender or ESET bundles. The grumpy verdict? Among free tools, Avira is top-tier detection with annoying trimmings. Avast free. Strengths: one of the strongest free engines, ransomware protection, multiple scan modes, and no email address needed to start. The but? The coolest stuff, sandbox, advanced anti-phishing, sits behind the paywall, and the upsell pressure is real. Here's a piece of history. Avast got caught in 2020 selling anonymized user browsing data through its JumpShot subsidiary. They shut it down after the backlash, but it left a bad taste. Here's the real talk. If you land on Avast versus AVG, you're mostly choosing interface and nags. The core detection engine is shared because both products are owned by the same company. The grumpy verdict? Excellent free protection if you can ignore the carnival of upgrade prompts. Next comes the fun part, the software I uninstall immediately on new PCs. If one of these is on your machine, don't blink. The ones to avoid. McAfee. Once great, now no thanks. Heavy, naggy, and historically slow. I see more performance complaints and false positives than wins. Why I pull it? It eats resources, adds friction, and isn't a value play when Defender exists. Even John McAfee himself, the founder, mocked the product in a satirical "How to Uninstall McAfee" video back in 2013. That tells you everything. Who might want to keep it? If it came in a bundle and you actually use the extra, ID theft insurance, etc. But for most home users, it's a headache. And honestly, there are much better solutions out there. The grumpy verdict? If it's preloaded, my first act is to remove it. TotalAV. Why I avoid it. A long trail of user complaints about aggressive marketing and auto-renew pricing jumps. Consumer watchdogs have flagged it repeatedly. With security, trust is everything. And this one's history is rough. Does it detect malware? Sure, but brand behavior matters as much as detection. The grumpy verdict? Too much baggage. Pass. Okay, enough with the trash talk. Which paid tools are actually worth your money and won't tank your FPS or your wallet? Here we go. The paid heavyweights. Norton. The buffet approach. Great detection history, plus a pile of extras. VPN, password manager, dark web monitoring, cloud backup, phishing protection, and parental controls. The but? Bloat. On older or cheaper hardware, full scans drag. And the price jump after year one can sting. The upsell pop-ups wear you down. Here's another history nugget. Norton once even launched Norton Crypto, a built-in Ethereum miner in its suite. They pulled it after outrage, but the fact that it ever existed, yikes. Who fits this? Families that want a one-stop suite and don't mind the footprint. The grumpy setup tips. Turn off anything you don't use, backup and toolbar add-ons, schedule scans for overnight, and disable most notification marketing. The grumpy verdict? Legit protection, but bad vibes on renewals. If you catch a great promo and need the suite, cool. Just remember to set a calendar reminder before the renewal date. Bitdefender. Why I recommend it the most? Killer detection, fast scans, light footprint, excellent ransomware rollback, strong web and phishing blocking, and multi-device plans. It stays out of your way and it just works. What to watch? The VPN is limited unless you pay for higher tiers, and the plan matrix can be a bit confusing. The real-world edge? On systems where Norton drags, Bitdefender hums. It's great on gaming rigs and creator laptops where background tasks matter. A performance note? Independent lab tests consistently show Bitdefender with near-perfect detection rates and very low CPU impact. The best fits? Power users, gamers, anyone who wants premium without the headaches. The grumpy verdict? Number one overall balance of protection, performance, and price in 2025. ESET. Lean and disciplined. ESET focuses on security, not fluff. Very light, excellent detection, and granular controls that power users love. The but? Fewer bundled extras. No big VPN optimizer parade, and settings can feel a bit too technical for casual users. Pro versus normal users? If you're a tinkerer who loves firewall rules and deep settings, ESET is your playground. If your aunt installs it, she's calling you every week for help. Who this fits? Users who want a dependable guard dog with minimal bloat, especially on older or lower powered hardware. The grumpy verdict? If you value clean, fast, and quiet over feature bloat, ESET is fantastic. Next up, the Speed Freak, the cleanup king, and the world-class engine I still don't recommend. Buckle up. Webroot. What makes it interesting? Cloud-first detection, installs in under a minute, scans in seconds, and has a tiny system footprint. Perfect for old laptops or weak CPUs. The trade-off? Lab results can be inconsistent, and heavy cloud reliance means offline gaps. It's blazing fast, but not my first pick when you absolutely must catch everything. Who this fits? Any antivirus is better than none, on ancient machines. Users obsessed with speed over maximum coverage. The grumpy verdict. I respect the speed, but I don't love betting my main box on it. Malwarebytes. From sidekick to starter, legendary as a cleanup tool and potentially unwanted programs, adware, and spyware. Premium now provides full real-time antivirus and ransomware protection. Where it shines, rooting out the annoying junk others ignore. Plays nicely as a second opinion on top of Defender or another antivirus. Just don't double up on real-time engines. Where it lags, as a primary antivirus, pure virus detection trails Bitdefender or ESET in lab rankings. Best use, keep it installed, even if you have Windows Defender or Bitdefender as your primary. When weird stuff starts to happen, Malwarebytes helps find the gremlins. The grumpy verdict? Still the must-have backup. As a solo main antivirus, it's good, but not the best in class. Kaspersky. Technically one of the best engines on Earth. Top detection, rich features, and efficient performance. The reality in 2025, due to the June 2024 U.S. Commerce action, Kaspersky products and services are prohibited for U.S. customers, as it's a Russian-owned company. Even aside from that, trust and geopolitics are major concerns. The grumpy verdict? Incredible engine, but not worth the risk when Bitdefender or ESET exist. Quick lightning round, winners, losers, and exactly who should use what, but don't buy anything until you hear this. The final verdict. The best free? Microsoft Defender. Set it and forget it, with common sense, of course. Best overall paid? Bitdefender, elite protection without the drag. Runner-up paid, lean and mean. ESET, minimal bloat, maximal control. Suites for families, with caveats. Norton, stacked with extras, but watch those renewals. Keep it as a tool. Malwarebytes, the cleanup specialist. Speed niche. Webroot, blazing fast, but I wouldn't make it my only line of defense. Avoid like the plague. McAfee and TotalAV. Performance bloat and trust baggage. Absolutely do not recommend Kaspersky. Great engine, but regulatory and trust issues. Bonus mentions to Sophos Home and Trend Micro. Sophos has strong protection, but its free version is bare bones. Trend Micro has solid web blocking, but can be heavy. Not bad if you already have them, but they don't crack my top picks. What do you use for antivirus? Did I miss yours, or do you have a different opinion on one of these? Drop it in the comments and let's talk about it. If this video helped you, give those like and subscribe buttons a click. You don't want to miss out on the next bit of grumpy tech. Pick smart, stay patched, and don't click on stupid. Your PC and your blood pressure will thank you. Stay safe, stay smart, and as always, stay grumpy.